Lifestyle Center, Eat for Optimal Health. We are so glad you joined us today for this, our brand new season of 2024. And during this season, we will focus on plant-based, gluten-free dishes. Yes, you heard me correctly. Many people are becoming, developing allergies and sensitivities to gluten. And so we want to do gluten-free, some gluten-free recipes to give you some great ideas. Again, we want to wish you all the best for 2024. Remember, here at Uzima Lifestyle Center, we offer a wide array of services. We offer diabetes and hypertension prevention and management and all other chronic diseases. And we have just added to our portfolio of services dealing with cancer, how to handle challenges of cancer from a naturopathic perspective. We're going to focus on diet and exercise and using herbal supplements, etc. So if you have anyone in your church suffering from a chronic disease, please refer them to us. You can reach us at Uzima Lifestyle Center at yahoo.com or visit us on our website www.uzimalifestylecenter.org, or better yet, you can give us a call 917-531-7901. Now, you also need to remember that our cookbook is still available. Please remember to purchase a copy for yourself or for a friend so that they can start this new year on an excellent footing to achieve optimal health. We also have our devotional book, Walk Through the Word. What a wonderful time to begin walking through the Word with this devotional book. You can also get that on our website. So thanks again for joining us. Let's get cooking. For this recipe, vegan vegetable lasagna, gluten-free, we are not going to use any pasta. So we are not going to use the lasagna pasta at all. This is going to be free of pasta. Now that our water is boiling, we are going to put in the butternut squash in there. But permit me to show you the mushrooms that we are going to use. And this is the brand we use again, the True Goodness brand, and it's organic, right? Good. So I am going to take a moment to put in the butternut squash really quickly. You just have some water in your pan and you just steam this very lightly. You're not going to put it for a long time, just so that it gets a little soft. Now, while that is going, let us talk about the benefits of the zucchini, one of my favorite. Zucchini, as you know, is very high in antioxidants. And antioxidants are key because they support the immune system, help you to have great immune health. Zucchini contains an important nutrient for the eye, so it's good for your vision, right? Zucchini also promotes a healthy heart. It helps to stabilize your cholesterol, your blood pressure levels, and also it provides a lot of fiber. And as can be expected, because it has a lot of fiber, it is good for your digestion and it's good for your gut microbiome. We have talked lots of times in the show about your gut. 70% of your immune system is actually in your gut. So you have to make sure there's a good diversification of gut bacteria. Zucchini is also a champion for strong bones. So these are all the benefits of the zucchini. Moving right along, let's talk about the yellow squash. These tend to be related. Okay, so the yellow squash, you see the nice bright yellow color. The minute you see color, you start thinking about certain kinds of vitamins. Now, this vegetable is very high in vitamin A. It has B6, it has vitamin C, it has folate, magnesium, fiber, and that's not all. It has riboflavin, phosphorus, and potassium. Now, we like to think of this as a nutrition power-packed veggie. The yellow squash is also rich in manganese, and this helps to boost your strong bones, and it helps your body's ability to process fats and carbohydrates. So yellow squash is something you need to incorporate in your diet. Moving right along, let's talk a little more about the ingredients. So we have our frozen green beans here, or green peas, as it is usually called. These are a good source, as you can expect, of vitamin C and vitamin E and zinc. They have a lot of antioxidant. It helps to strengthen your immune system. It has vitamin A and B, and it has something called cholesterol. And that's the better way of calling it, cholesterol. And what is cholesterol? It is a natural organic compound in the class of phytochemicals, and it is known as cholesterol, and it is contained in a variety of plants, including soybeans, clover, alfalfa sprout, sunflower seeds, spinach, and legumes. So this is very, very important. It helps to reduce inflammation, and it lowers one's risk of chronic conditions. And these include things like diabetes, heart disease, and arthritis. So you need to include or incorporate your green peas in your diet as much as possible. Moving right along. We come now to the butternut squash that we are actually cooking. Just give me 1 second. I just want to make sure it's going to be nice and tender. We don't want it to be too soft. So the butternut squash. Butternut squash contains a considerable amount of fiber. It helps to keep your entire body in a state of great health. It is good for weight loss. It helps to regulate your bowels, and it is known to prevent things like colorectal cancer. As you can see, the nice bright yellow color, orangey yellow color. Now, this is an indication that it has beta carotene, and this is important for your vision. So these are all the great benefits of the butternut squash. Moving right along. So our butternut squash is nice and tender, as you can see. So now we are going to make sure that we are doing the green peas. And here we have our next pot. All you do, you put a little bit of water in it, and we are going to bring it to the boil, right? So once that starts boiling, we are going to put our green peas in there, and we are also going to saute a little bit the mushrooms, right? So let's talk about the benefits of the walnuts. Instead of using the ricotta cheese, we're going to use the walnut so that it gives it a nice texture and, make it nice and crunchy, right? So the walnut, what we are going to do, we are going to put it through the Vitamix, and so it comes nice and, a little, it has a little texture to it, but at the same time, it's like kind of ricotta cheese, all right? So what are the benefits of the walnut? Walnut is very, very important because it is rich in many nutrients. It delivers healthy fats. Walnut can help the gut and your heart health. It is also good to reduce your blood pressure. Did you know that? It can benefit your brain. As you look at the shape of the walnut, it looks a little bit like your brain, doesn't it? So it's really good for your brain health. Walnut offers also cancer protection, and it plays a major role in the regulation of your weight. And walnut can improve or increase the sperm vitality. So these are some of the great benefits of the walnut. So we are ready here now, and we are going to put our green beans in. And we are just going to let it saute a little bit. So that it becomes a little tender. Okay. So here we go. We have our pan. We already put a little bit of olive oil in there. So the first thing we are going to do, we are going to use the True Goodness mushroom pasta sauce, and we are going to place a little bit on the bottom of the pan here. Remember that what we are doing here, we are doing pasta-free lasagna. So I want to make sure you see what I'm doing. Okay. So this is my pan. I've already put a layer of the pasta sauce. So now I will take my zucchini and I will layer it. You can put it in whatever order you would like. But remember, you're not using the pasta, so you would want to stack these as close as possible to each other so that it works really well. I'm going to try to do this as quickly as I can. Because this is going to help to form the base for the lasagna. And now that I have my first layer, I want to check in on my beans. You want to make sure the beans are not too soft. Let us check on it. All right. So now we have our layer of lasagna. Now to make sure the tofu is the way you want it to be, I seasoned the tofu overnight. I added some vegan soy sauce and some dry thyme. The unfermented soy sauce, right? So here is it, right? So I'm going to put a layer of this. You don't have to put a thick layer. Just crumble it around here, like that. So we are done with our first layer. Then now we are going to continue layering. Now we are going to use our yellow squash. Now this is going to be really pretty when you're cutting it and stuff like that. I'm going to pull my sleeve up so I wouldn't get it into the food. As I said before, you can have your kids help you to do this. They would really enjoy doing it, and when they're eating it, they will feel so proud of themselves that they contributed in making this lasagna. The textures and the colors and stuff like that. Okay. So we have our layer here done. My beans are all done. So let me take this off. Okay, so my beans are all done. I'm going to just put this over here for a brief moment. All right, so we have in our pan, we have the layer of tomato sauce. Then we added the zucchini. Now we just put the tofu. And now we just completed the layer of the yellow squash. Now because I like a lot of colors, I'm going to put my sweet peppers in here. And I want you to take a look and see how this starts to pop right already. All right. So as I said, it's all about layering. Now I have my green beans. I'm going to put my green beans in here. I want you to take a good look. See how nice and colorful that looks? All right. So now we're going to continue the process. We are going to put some more of our tomato sauce. See the rich, lovely colors? All right, so now we are going to add some more of our tofu. You're just trying to make sure you make it nicely layered. And there is no order in which you can put the vegetables. It really does not matter. While we are doing that, I will take a moment and I'm going to put my mushrooms to get cooked a little bit done. And then we are going to start adding the other things. So I'm going to put another layer of my zucchini. So to prepare the mushrooms, we are going to use some tamari on fermented soy sauce. And we are just going to, we just put a little water with the unfermented soy sauce. And once this comes to the boil, we are going to put the mushrooms in there to cook. So while the mushroom is being cooked, we still have all these wonderful things to add to our dish. We are going to put another layer here of our tofu. Good, really great. So we are going to put another layer of the yellow squash as well. Okay, so while this soy sauce, this tamari is boiling, you know, we're waiting on that to boil. We have our walnuts here and we are going to put it in the blender. And we are going to blend this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add just a little bit more water. I'm going to continue blending this here. Now I'm going to put my mushrooms in. I'm just going to saute the mushrooms. Remember, we are sauteing it in tamari. If you would like, you can add some spices to that too. You can add like your dry thyme and stuff like that. Okay, very good. Okay. So now that that is being done, we are going to keep on blending this. So we have our walnuts being blended. And I added a little bit of tamari to give it a little flavor. Now, some people like to add cashew milk, but I'm not going to do that. I am going to add my walnuts. So now here is my mushrooms and they are nicely done. So I'm going to take this off. Okay, so I'm gonna let the mushrooms stand here for a little bit. And here we have our colorful butternut squash. We're just going to sprinkle this over here. See the lovely colors? And of course, I'm going to put a little more of my peppers. See, so that the color pops out nicely there. So everything is nicely done. Then I'm going to put some of my green peas. Look how pretty this looks. It's all about layering, textures, colors. Remember again, this is the no pasta lasagna. Yes, so I add my green beans. This will give it some nice crunchy texture there. And then I'm going to add some more of my last bit of tofu. Remember, the tofu is like the ricotta cheese. We are not, because this is strictly vegan, we are not using any dairy product. See how nice and pretty that looks? So now we are going to put another layer of our tomato sauce. I'm going to put some more so it becomes nice and rich. Wow, I am just so excited about this dish. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my mushrooms there, and then I'm going to end up with the mushroom would give it a nice meaty flavor. We're going to spread the mushrooms out as much as we can. See how beautiful that looks? Good. Now we are going to finish off with our layer of zucchini. Spread this out as much as we can. Okay, very good. So we have our walnuts in there. I am going to add to the walnut to give it some more flavor and texture. I'm going to add 1/4 of a cup of nutritional yeast. And then I'm going to keep on blending it a little more so it gives it a better texture. In addition to that, I forgot, we're going to put some basil in there. Basil is a very good aromatic herb. And we're going to finish it off with our sweet peppers. So here we go. We're going to blend this up. Okay, so now this is ready to go. You notice that I added my rest of my butternut squash. So now, instead of using that milk, I am going to use this mixture, and I'm going to pour it right over. See how nice, rich, and creamy this is? This is going to give it real good texture and flavor. make sure everything is even. Very good. Okay. So I'm going to wipe this off and make sure it is ready to go here. So we make sure that this doesn't spill over at all. I'm going to shake it a little bit. Right. So now you're going to let this settle for a few minutes, and then I'm just going to sprinkle some of the nutritional yeast on top of it to give it a nice little crust. So good. You're going to put this in the oven and you're going to let it cook for about 4 to 5 minutes to an hour. You can keep checking on it. I set the oven at 350. So about an hour or 45 minutes to an hour, this should be ready. All right. So let's put it in the oven then. So here we have it, our beautiful dish of vegan veggie lasagna. And remember, we have no pasta with this because we want to focus on gluten-free cooking. So here we have our plate with a beautiful salad and our lasagna. In our salad we have mixed greens with tomatoes and avocado. What a wonderful dish. Happy New Year to you all again. Remember, eat for optimal health, for your body is God's temple. Thanks for joining us. See you in the next 2 weeks. Bye now.